I gotta share this. So I think it was Jana Amajuzi. I was scrolling through YouTube and I fell. There's a story that I was listening to, and it really changed my perspective. So the story of the prodigal son. Kuna jamaa alikuwa na explain from a perspective that I never thought. So for those who have read that story, it's about ni kuhusu two sons, and one of the sons squandered his inheritance, na kuna wapili mwenye like he got upset because for some reason he felt like babake alimsahau. Well, the way this guy was explaining, I have read this story over and over again, na sijawahi fikiria in this perspective, and this really hit home. So first of all, I shared here that back in the day, the moment that Jesus alikuwa na share kuhusu parables, he was speaking like directly, and so in this story alikuwa anaongelesha directly to the Pharisee, and alikuwa anajaribu kuongelesha their attitude in where that you see their attitude ilikuwa to cast out people, and at the moment alikuwa na share a story about a son mwenye ameenda and he has squandered all the inheritance. You think about that. You have a son mwenye squander everything that you worked hard for, and your reaction is not to hug him. Unaelewa, that is not the human reaction. Si kumhug, it's not to forgive. And so at that moment he was alikuwa na bonga kuhusu the heart and the attitude yenye the Pharisees walikuwa konazo. But in a bigger picture, this guy put it in a way that like really amazed me. I never saw it like that. So alibonga and this is not my information. I don't know where this guy got, but I really I have been thinking about it. From what he shared, the story, the prodigal son, like the main theme about that story is the story of the father's heart for two sons. You know, the father's heart for the prodigal son, and the father's son for and the father's heart for the other son. At the end of the story, he cares about both. You see, ana care about the mwenye alipotea na mwenye akupotea. But the story is like there's a theme that the love is unconditional, and I think sometimes very easy to forget is that that God loves us like with a love that is fiery. And I know like sometimes ni easy mtu kujiuliza like how does God love me when I have gone through so much kwa life, you know. Man, I'm telling you, I just don't know. Me like one of the things nime realize is that kila mtu has their path, and it's for you to seek and understand. There are people who have gone more than me, unaelewa, like unawase wamepitia so much more than me, and I have found myself on that side of asking, like, why did I go through this? Like, kwa nini nimepitia hii? If you really love and care about me, why did I go through this? But me personally, I just don't know. One of the things yenye Mungu anatumianga sana is songs and words and memories. The works that he has done in my life. I have lived a life where I have seen the miraculous, and so every time I question, like manze, from just a thought, just something comes in my mind, or a song that reminds me. And there is something that is called picking up your cross, and I think Yesu told his disciples, like, pick up your cross. Picking up your cross is inamaanisha pick up your burden with me every single morning, like suffer with me. but you gotta be real, it's painful. And that's why I was saying, like, hata kama una drift, you drift in the right direction, in the direction that, hey, like, I know it's painful na anaelewa it's painful. And don't fake it. Kama it's painful, be real. Just be real if it's painful. And if you have all these questions, ask. For me, that's how I do it. I ask questions. I show my frustration. And I shared it's a relationship. And in a relationship, you get to share all these things. So you share your joy, your frustrations, you share your questions. But for me, at the end of the day, I always find a time to connect. I do believe with all my heart. Me personally, I do believe with all my heart that that first of all, Mungu ana exist, and yet pili that Jesus is the Son of God. I don't care, like, I don't care how far I have drifted. Manze, that foundation is in me, that I know it. And at the end of the day, I normally find a way before I go to bed to, to connect like that. But the key is to ask questions and not feel like you cannot ask questions. Like, angalia the prodigal son, what happened to him? Man, this guy squandered everything. you know it's a love of a father. And I don't think people understand the fact that, manze, this guy, like, the inheritance, everything he had, he was given, alienda akatumia yote. But the father met him with open arms. The father met him with open hands. Think about that. That's a deep thing. That's not a surface level thing. That is something that you can unpack in years. And then contrast that to your earthly father. Yeah, I mean, some of the earthly fathers, they'll finish you for just even a little thing. But I thought that this was very interesting, Jew. I never ever thought about it in those lens, and it was powerful for me.